Namaste, beautiful beings. This is Belinda Pearl, and welcome to this post full moon in Leo, a sort of energy update, if you will, or cosmic consciousness. We're moving into this place where we're really being asked to rise into the place of our own inner leadership. And that inner leadership space is for you to look at the collective and realize that as you step into that space, you will be assisting the collective to rise into that place for a new humanity. So we want to talk about a little bit of that and see how that energy starts to come through. And as I talk about, I'm saying just allowing the energy to really come through and reveal that. At least that's what feels like is being revealed to me. So we are building humanity through a new layer of consciousness. So are you ready to step into that new order, that new layer of consciousness, and actually through your own heart work, through your own inner leadership, courageous stepping forward into yourself, knowing that as you do that, you are actually helping the greater good of all humanity, creating that passageway and pathway for humanity to step into their holy, whole self. So let us see how the Oracular energy supports that and shares guidance so that we can really understand where we are going and what is the things that are going to rise up for us to courageously move over. Maybe we are given this opportunity to actually step into a place that we've never realized inside of ourselves before. So let us see what the Divine Oracle has to offer. So take a moment, close your eyes. And as you close your eyes, breathe into your body and just feel yourself fully aware. Aware of your breath, aware of who you are, why you are, and what is coming to you. What have you been calling in? And why have you been calling that in? So that you can step into this role of your own inner leadership and shine your brightness, your bright star, into the world. And that feels like, at least, guidance wants us to know this, that as you do your work, you're doing the work for all. So let's take another deep breath and see what is revealed to us. And so, big breath in, full breath out, and this is funny, that card was up on the deck. There's another card that's up on the deck too, and it says She of the Lotus. It has a 43 on the card. So to me, this is, I'll give a few little insights into the 43 itself. It's about being heart-centered. It's also about being in that place of like a neutral place. So heart is kind of a neutral place. So we're not being reactive or emotional. When we can be in that heart-centered, stable place, we can then move out into the world onto our hero's journey, into our life adventure, a little bit more heart-centered. It's also about having that positive mind perspective when we move into the world, that everything that shows up, even the greatest of challenges, is teaching you something. So it gives you the lens to see how you can evolve over and above all things that stand in your way or perceive to stand in your way, because only those things feel like the hurdle, but in fact you're on the sacred journey. And so it's time for us to combine our energies about being heart-centered, positive-minded, and see the life journey that is given to us in a way that it's here for our soul's evolution. And so the karma that shows up for you is specifically for you to love something more about yourself. And so karma is really discovering the things that you haven't learned to embrace. So instead of fearing the karma, let us dive into it and see where it's coming from. What is it teaching us that we can move forward? That's the sacred journey. And it says She of the Lotus. And again, this aspect of divine feminine that is coming in. There's spirals, just saying like these, I've just done this priestess initiation to the sacred lover. And there was these tendrils or these ribbons from the Holy Grail that were coming into our heart center. And it feels like even inside of ourselves, our heart center is like a holy grail, but it feels like these ribbons are coming in to anoint our minds, that we actually have purer minds in the way that we perceive and see life. There's an activation and awakening through our third eye, and it's part of this almost like again, it's an initiatory pathway, but it's revealing inside of us this almost like crystalline structure of potentially of what the universe could look like and be like. It's time for us to really activate our minds in a different way, how we perceive, so we can start to hone in, like the 43 was telling us, to be heart-centered in this place of the positive mind, so that as we go on this journey, we're starting to see that sacred interwovenness, the sacred crystalline structure of the universe actually evolving in front of us and within us at a cellular level. It's also about really speaking our truth. But speaking our truth from a place that is of higher awareness. So it's not just about you speaking about the things that you wish to do or be in the world, but actually it's almost speaking of a higher awareness. So how we use our words, be mindful, I should say, how we use our words, we can start to use this higher wisdom or higher knowing. So speak from that place. It's almost though you're speaking through, or a divine being is speaking through you. So when you're speaking your words, they come through with such a power that can actually instill positive evolutionary change in humanity. And that it feels like the resonant energies that are around us, the reality that we live in, that vibration is shifting too. So maybe depending on your inner sight, your clairvoyance, your sensitivity, you may be able to see and feel the shifting of veils that are around us, because we're moving through. It's almost like we're being expedited on our sacred journey. Humanity needs to rise up, and are you ready to rise up? And in that, we ourselves, it's almost like on a cellular level too, that as more light comes in, it's like at a cellular level we've been repatterned, but it starts at the level of the mind through this divine energy, or these divine ribbons from the holy cosmic grail that is being sent to us to ignite us and initiate us into this new way of being. And so it says, she of the lotus. This is really the energy of the divine feminine Shekinah that wants to be with us. And she's the one who's almost like she's a temptress. She wants us to come. She's showing us the enchanted pathway forward. She's inviting us to see the beauty that is already there. But our lenses have been so muddied by the realities that we've been living in that we don't actually see the beauty in the world, and we're so focused on the negative. And that's part of our human karmic cycle that we're in right now. We're so focused on the negative and all the news and all the things that can possibly go wrong and all the things that people are saying or potentially doing. And so we're just streaming back into that old way of being. We need to shift our awareness to this vibration that wants to be seen. And it is an invitation. If you truly want to be the change in the world, it's time for you to make your own inner change. Start to shift the way that you see the world. It's all about this perception that we're holding. So when you focus on the negative, that's all we're going to see. So it's time to come heart-centered, to awaken the mind to this ability to see everything as it is, but see everything as doorways and gateways to lead us into evolution. And as you are doing your work, your own inner courage and leadership within you being heart-centered, you invite all of those around with you to be the change. So she of the lotus, it's almost like you too are becoming the lotus on your path. And this is the sacred journey, coming back into the place of our heart center. So hopefully on some level, some of that made some sense somewhere. Remember, this is all this divine guidance coming through and being shared with you. And the voices that come through, or the way it is spoken, is really spoken in the way of a vibration, a transmission of light, so that you can receive it, not on a mental level, because sometimes the mental level creates little blocks. It's really to be received at a cellular level. And so it's not any amount of thinking. Maybe there are some points that you relate to or resonate with you, but all that comes through is really light vibration. And so it's shifting you both mentally, physically, heart level, and spiritually to be part of that evolution. That's why you're watching this. So from my heart to yours, may you be beautifully blessed and have an absolute beautiful day, afternoon, and evening. Again, from my heart to yours, namaste. And again, this is Belinda Pearl. You can always find me at belindapearl.com. Namaste.